What's up, Ben?
John Morgan, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You must be a tired guy.
Well, I am a little jet lagged. We got back from Cali late last night, so we're good though.
So I just want to break this down. In the span of a week, you've gotten your first ever #1 as an artist. You dropped a zero-skip debut album, and you played Stagecoach. I'm not sure if you've had time to sit down over the last week, but if so, which one of those moments has hit you the hardest?
You know what, man? They're all they were all kind of bucket list things for me. So I don't know, man. I didn't have a ton of time to reflect. This week I did a lot on the flight home last night, and just realize kind of where things are at and how my career is changing. And I love it, man. I'm super grateful for all the opportunities that have come our way in the past 2 years, and especially this year. I think it's kind of been our year, and I don't know why, but I'm thankful for it, man, for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot for sure. I'm glad you had some time on the plane to kind of look back in retrospect. But honestly, to the album, I came out Friday, obviously. I threw it on Friday morning on my way into work, had it on throughout the weekend. I'm pretty blown away. Like, congratulations, first of all, on your debut album. It is incredible. But it really feels like you sung and lived every one of those lyrics from that album. Was there something on the album that maybe you were a little skeptical to put out there? Maybe it was a little too real?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, thank you for saying all that. I definitely. I don't. It's hard for me to put on, right. Like I just kind of am what I am, I guess, and I kind of have that approach when I write too. It's like it's hard for me to get my head around an idea if it's something I can't relate to. And so every song I write, there's usually the majority of it is something I've lived or experienced, and the one of the more real songs on the record is "Kid Myself" is one that definitely was very close to home, and it was a relationship I was in back in North Carolina, and it was just one of those things that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, where it was just bad timing. It wasn't necessarily the person. It was just more of where I was at in life then, and just not really knowing what I wanted to do, and not being happy with where I was, and that can be a unfortunate combination for some people, and it was for me. But this song was kind of my way of writing, not necessarily an apology letter, but more so for myself. Like, at some point you got to move on, right? And I think a lot of people have been in that situation at least once in their life, where you gotta move on with life sometimes.
Yeah, it's all about like identifying and realizing that it's okay to do so too. So another song on the album that really stuck out to me is At the End. I think this was just the perfect way to kind of resolve the whole album. So it's a 5-minute song called How to Get Her, for those listening. And the last 90 seconds is just John just ripping a guitar solo.
Yeah.
So was that intentional to kind of close up the album? How does that whole idea come about?
Yeah, man, the classic fade out.
Yeah, my band and I, we do manual fade outs, so that's a different story.
No, I grew up on a lot of different music, but one of my favorite guys was Keith Urban, and I loved just how much he incorporated his playing into what he did as an artist, and that was something I just wanted to showcase that a little bit on this project, without going overboard, and just really get back to being a player. That's what made me fall in love with music in the first place. So it was cool to have the opportunity to play all the guitars and co-produce this whole record. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. And fun seems like the perfect word to describe your past weekend. It was your first time playing Stagecoach, right?
Yeah, first time.
Wow. So I've heard stories like it's kind of known as the music business summer camp Stagecoaches. So I'm wondering, were there any shenanigans going on, and who were you hanging with?
No, I try to avoid all those people, man. No, we did see some. Who was it? I think Ashton Kutcher was there. We saw Ashton Kutcher.
Really?
Yeah. My high school crush, Mila Kunis. Who else did we? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
No, we'll cut that. Yeah.
No, we saw, I think it might have been Jeff Bezos was there. I didn't see him, but I heard he was there.
You serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Sounds like a pretty fun weekend. I'm sure you're ready for next year. Are you playing any more festivals this year, though?
Yeah, man. We're playing, we actually get some good festivals. We're playing Sand in My Boots, and then we're doing one of the other big ones, Voices of America up in Ohio.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got a lot of festivals coming up. It's going to be fun.
Well, it sounds like you have a great summer ahead of you in this past week. Sounds like it's going to serve as a launching point for you. So big congratulations on the album once again and the #1 with Jason. And I can't wait to see what's next from you, John.
Thank you, man. I appreciate all the support.